The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, we need a scam. The country is run on a succession of scams.
But how is this going to protect us from China?
Ooh, well, I don't know.
Isn't that the real issue?
Well, it's going to.
They're buying up everything.
It'll pump up the economy. Do you own any digital real estate?
What?
Do you own any digital real estate?
I'm gonna ask you again. What?
I mean, I know
What
you
do you mean
have
by
like a house and
digital
everything.
real estate? What
Meaning
does that mean?
you don't. It's real estate in the metaverse. Like you own it. It's real estate. I don't understand. You're such a boomer. You need to own digital real estate, Joe.
Oh my God! Snoop Dogg paid
$450,000
to be Snoop Dogg's metaverse. Oh, someone paid $450,000 to be Snoop Dogg's metaverse neighbor. Wow, he's now a resident of the Sandbox metaverse.
In 20 years, you're not going to be able to go outside because of the climate. So you're going to spend most of your time in a pod, and you're going to live online. Your NFTs are going to be your precious art, and you're going to live in the metaverse in digital real estate.
So is Snoop making all that money? Like if it's $458,000 to be his neighbor, is that his money now?
No, it's just like when a celebrity moves into a building, people want to live in it.
Okay, good question now. So who gets that money? Where's that money?
The person who owned the land.
That's nonsense.
What do you mean?
It's nonsense.
How is it nonsense?
They don't get all of it though.
But there's
What do
no
you mean
land.
there's no land?
Where's
There's
the land?
digital
So
land.
this little video is what it is. This is
Look
the
at this.
sandbox. This is Snoop's land in the sandbox.
But go back to that. What? What is this?
This is the sandbox.
Hold on.
So I'll pause it real quick.
No. Keep it going. I want to see how this plays out. Wave 1, launching December 2nd. Starting time.
NFT. Never forget to pass it. Quickest.
He gets it.
All right, so there you go. Before it goes too far. So each of those little blocks are for sale.
What?
And essentially, see, it says like on sale. Like that's a bigger block. That's like 9 blocks together.
You
It's
could
like an
start
acre.
on the metaverse. You could start a Rogan land.
Right,
It's
so-
real life. It's
so
what
I'm so
this
confused.
All right,
is
so-
real life. It's
so
what real life's becoming.
What's happening in that, Joe? Just like for something you might understand, which it sort of showed right there, that very beginning part. What can happen in the sandbox is like Roblox. So you can develop a game in your space, and people can come play it, and then they can give you money to play it, or hang out, or watch the concert you're hosting.
What if you owned, you could start your own country, essentially, in the metaverse. You buy up all this digital real estate. And then what if Gavin Newsom ran for governor of it, won, and destroyed it? He'd be fucking you twice. In the real world and in the metaverse. No, but you got to get involved in this, man. I'm telling you. This is the future.
Like, yeah, Atari is invested in here. This is Snoop's little plot down here, but all these green areas are owned by
getting
other
a
people.
plot. Do you have a plot?
This is where? What is this?
This would be the sandbox metaverse.
So there's metaverses? There'll be the Facebook
Oh,
metaverse?
dude, for sure there's a ton of metaverses. You can't afford to be in certain metaverses you can.
Which one could I not afford to be in?
Not you specifically, but I'm talking about regular people like myself. I don't know that I can afford this metaverse. But I'm going to start in another metaverse and work hard.
If you got...
Listen, the country's over. Have a little fun. He'd be fucking you twice. In the real world.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the men of the Lord. Preaching and teaching on the highways and byways of sincerity and in truth. Shalom Barakatham. And you just saw the video, man. America is absolutely fucked. All right, you just saw them talk about NFTs, the direction that everything is heading, the metaverse, if you will. All right. Klaus Schwab is on the record saying you'll own nothing and love it. All right. And you have a guy, here he is paying close to $500,000 for a piece of land. All right. Just land to live next to Snoop Dogg, man, in a digital universe, not land that he physically owns. All right. Which is basically is property of Esau, because you can't really own anything that is a part of someone else's platform, you know. And people are gonna put in physical labor out in the real world, take that money, and give it to Esau, man. All right, completely bugged out. This is why the Lord is really just gonna have to destroy this place. And like the guy said, he was joking; they were making fun. But this literally is where it's headed, man. Where Esau's going to destroy the earth. It's not even going to be worth going outside. When you watch that movie 2149, it basically puts that in perspective. They fucked up the planet, and everyone had to live in pods, and they just dispensed, food, like pre-packaged TV dinners or whatever. And that was your sustenance, and you just log into the computer every day, man. That's what everybody is going for. All right, that's where Esau wants this thing headed, and they're not lying, man. They're looking to accomplish their goals. All right. Now it says here in Psalms 21:11, it says, "For they intended evil against thee; they imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform." So we know ultimately this isn't gonna work. Now it's probably gonna get a few people, right? But or it may get a lot of people, but it's not gonna get the elect. All right. And for brothers that don't know how fast this thing is moving, it's moving very, very fast, man. That opened up on December 2nd, that you're able to buy all that land. So that's phase one. If I can go back to it, I'll go back to the video real quick.
Just art, and you're gonna
Be his name.
into a bill.
Own the land.
That's nonsense.
What do you mean? I mean,
land.
there's no land. There's
The sandbox.
Hold on.
So I'll pause it real quick.
Okay.
Keep it going. I want to see how this plays out. Wave 1, launching December 2nd, starting time.
NFT. You never
So wave 1 launches December 2nd, man. So you're gonna have a wave 2, a wave 3. That could be out in the early part of 2022, man. By the midway, man, you could have people already jacked in and addicted to this thing. All right. Now I can't play the one part of the video. I had to skip because they used the V word, and you know how Esau is on YouTube with regarding that word. But yeah, you can see it here. So Snoop Dogg buys land, digital land, this block here. All right. And because Snoop Dogg bought that land, the blocks of land around him went up in property value, just like it would in real estate. But none of it's real. This is a heavy spell of witchcraft that Jake is gonna dive head first into, man. I already know. All right. And he said there's gonna be many metaverses. So you're not even gonna be able to be around quote unquote celebrities, and truth be told, there's no way to even know if you're with a celebrity or not. You're not really meeting those people. You're meeting an avatar online. It could be fucking anybody. All things digital computers can be hacked. They can be manipulated. All right, you see where this thing is heading, and y'all still want this place to continue, man. Now, ultimately, the main point that I wanted to bring out on this is Esau's basically his image, all right? And this image is going to lead to mass idol worship. And who is that idol? Esau wants to be the Most High. The scriptures say that pretty clearly. I will be like the Most High. I believe that's Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 14, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. All right. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Now we know he's going to have physical satellites out in heaven as well too, but the sentiment is still there. He wants to be the Heavenly Father, man. He wants to recreate what the Lord did on the left-hand side. He wants to offer you an alternative philosophy, an alternative solution, just like he did with Eve, all right, in the garden. All right. He offered her an alternative lifestyle, and he does that over and over and over again. He did it with feminism. He did it in the garden. He's doing it here. All right. He's going to offer you an alternate solution outside of the ways of what the Heavenly Father created, and it's going to lead to death, and because it always does. All right. It always does. So this guy wants to be the idol on the planet Earth. Let's read Wisdom of Solomon 14 real quick. And I'll start at 18. It says, also the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. Why? Because artificers are people who are craftsmen, who knows how to create things with their hands. Like when you had the Renaissance era, these different artworks, Michelangelo and Da Vinci and all these guys, they were artificers, man. They knew, they were skilled with their hands on how to create different things, which basically were idols. Now this is the digital version of it, right? Because everyone can create their own thing. He mentioned something called Roblox, and Roblox is basically like an online digital system. You can create your own world, similar to like Minecraft. Very, very, very popular games. And Esau knows that it's popular, right? Because games like Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, all of these things are some of the most popular games in the world. They have literally billions and billions, hundreds of billions of hours between those three games of just online digital time being spent. All right, and in that world, that universe, you can create whatever you want, right? You can create your own idol. You can be your own artificer, man. Just like people were making groves back in the ancient world, they would raise up. When we came out of Egypt, we built what? We built a golden calf, man. Now you're gonna be able to do that digitally, uninhibited. You're not gonna need to lift a finger, really. You know, you're gonna be online, but you know, you're not gonna have to go out and carve wood or mine minerals or gold or anything like that. You just be able to do it. All right, but it says here, it set forward the ignorant to more superstition. So people are gonna dive head into this, man. This is gonna be the image, and this is gonna be the sweeter side of it, because he's trying to entice you to do this. But guess what happened if you're not with the image? If you don't worship the image, what happens? You know, it said, verse 19, for he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. All right, so this whole metaverse thing is going to allow you to do that. Things like Fortnite, you can build your own character, your own avatar. You can make yourself whatever you want it to be. And when you watch footage of the Unreal Engine 5, which is basically the new Matrix game that came out, it's undistinguishable from real life, man. The graphics are so next level. That's what's coming. They want you literally plugged in. You know, there's going to be people who don't even know what the real world looks like. They're going to spend so much time. They're going to develop a psychosis. Psychosis is basically where your mind gets disconnected from reality. You just basically forget, because things in the world that you're in look so real, and you spend so much time there that when you come out, you don't know what's real and what's not. All right, it says, continuing on, verse 20, it says, and so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored. All right, and it says, and this was an occasion to deceive the world. All right, and that's what this is, man, because this is global. Facebook has billions of people already signed up for their account, so they can market this to the entire world. It's digital. Everybody has the internet. You can get to it on a smartphone. They have VR goggles. You can be completely immersed all over the world. All right, and part of that's going to be through satellite, you know, through internet wiring, fiber optic wiring underground. His whole network, man. That's the whole system. So you can kind of see how this thing is forming. This is a global thing. So when Revelation 13 is brought up, y'all scoff, but Esau's doing it right before your very eyes. This is crazy. Even Joe Rogan looked at the guy and said, it's not real. It's not real estate. He's laughing, but and he's right. If this thing continues on for another 20 years, that's exactly what we're going to have. It's not going to be a laughing matter at that point. It's going to be a reality. Because look at how stupid you found out people are, man. They literally believe everything. Giving Esau time to get on the media and continuously spin things and push things as propaganda, people buy it. All right, because the spirit is not on them, and there's a heavy spell of witchcraft on this place. All right, that is an enchantment that people can't get out of. They can't escape. So this is what's gonna come. All right, but it says, and this was an occasion, reading verse 21 again, and this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. All right, and the modern day stones and stocks is going to be ones and zeros in the digital universe, man. All right, NFTs. All right, that's why NFTs are so popular now. in the last year, most people didn't even know what NFTs were, never heard of them. But now you're hearing it a lot more of it. Why? Because they're getting ready to merge all of these things together. Blockchain technology, digital currencies, all of these things are gonna be, it's all gonna tie in together. All right. They're trying to recreate what they did in the time of Nimrod, man. I believe Genesis 11. So they want to make this new Tower of Babel, if you will, spiritually speaking. They're trying to recreate this thing, this one world government, this one world order in more ways than one. It's not just the physical world. People wonder, how is Esau going to conquer the whole world? That's never going to happen. His military is big, but it can't do all it. Well, the devil has many tools, all right? And his biggest tool is his spell of witchcraft he's got on everybody, all right? This promise of good and righteousness and peace and he comes up with things like democracy and freedom and liberty, man, and he's the complete opposite of it, right? And I'll get that in a second. It says, this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving their own calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks and stocks the incommunicable name. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace, man. So y'all are living in a great cloud of ignorance, completely aloof to everything that's happening, what Esau's doing to the physical planet. All right. How many chariots are actually visiting the earth? Nobody's going to really know, man, except the elect. We're going to be the ones getting more and more edified by what we see out in the real world, while everybody else is plugged into the matrix. And that's the spirit, because we're about to watch that movie, man. It says, those so great plagues called they peace. All right. And that brings me to my next point. In Daniel 8:25, it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. So this is the same thing here. Those so great plagues they call peace. This is a plague, man. When people have an epidemic of just being addicted to validation, being addicted to living next to Snoop Dogg, and that's an addiction, man, because Snoop Dogg isn't really there. That's a plague, all right, and it's gonna be widespread everywhere. And the men of the Lord are trying to warn you of what's going on, what's gonna happen. The scriptures say it right here in Daniel 8:25. It says, "And by peace shall destroy many." It says he also shall stand up against the prince of princes, telling you what time frame that we're gonna be in when this would happen. When does Satan stand up against the prince of princes? All right. You can read Daniel 12, all right, 12:1. It says, but he shall be broken without hand. So this is the only time where Yahushua and Michael and all the angels are going to return to subdue this guy, man. So that tells you what time frame that we're in. So this idea that he sold you, right, going back to Wisdom of Solomon, it says, men serving their own calamity, either tyranny, did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them. They erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance. All right. So this is that time frame where he promised you all of these things, liberty, peace, justice, democracy, all of these things. That's his peace that he's come with, that he's destroying everybody with. All right. So this is why you have to snap out of it, man. Only the elect are going to get this thing. And there's going to be people who are not of the elect that are going to see what's happening, but they're not going to have it in them to resist it. All right. They're going to bow. Only the elect are written to not bow to the image of Baal. All right. This is last precept. It says, Isaiah 19:3, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, because your spirit has to be completely broken, man. All right, for you to just retreat from the natural world and go in a cocoon, all right, to a digital world and pay money for things that you don't own ever. The first step of Esau doing this was by apartments and rent. Like, I stay in an apartment and I rent money. That's even a level of witchcraft and deception, because if you're working for something, you should eventually own it, man. All right. That's bullshit to get you trapped in this mindset of just buying things that you're never going to own. That was the first step in the first part of real estate. Now, that's so normal to everybody. So when he introduces the metaverse to you, well, paying something in perpetuity that you're never going to own is no longer a foreign concept, man. All right? So people are completely broken in this place. The Lord has to deliver, and not only does he have to deliver us, he has to destroy this place utterly. Not only does he have to destroy it, but he has to do it in spectacular fashion to set an example to the rest of the world that this is a big no-no. All right. And how is he going to do that? With thermonuclear destruction? Now I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but you know my spirit, it gets a little bit riled up because you see how wicked this place is, man. And what makes it wicked is that it's so subtle and sinister, man. He's literally got the majority of people thinking that this is a good thing. They think so much of it that it's a good thing. They're actually going to pay money to be a part of it. Despite them being in debt, despite them not being able to make ends meet, people are still going to drop money on digital Jordans, on Yeezys. All right? They're going to attend digital events. They're going to go see Kanye West and Travis Scott digitally, man. This is the spirit of this place failing, man. Isaiah 19:3 again, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. All right, because this is going to be found out that this whole thing that they're kind of trying to get everybody to do is complete folly. All right, it says, and they shall seek to the idols. All right, and this thing here is a big idol, and to the charmers, and the people who run this, they're charmers, man. They're getting you out of all your money. They're distracting all of your wealth, and more importantly, your time. All right, you're gonna less likely be able to go out to the real world and meet real women. You mean that means birth rates are gonna plummet even more so than they are now. All right, and it says, and to them that have familiar spirits. All right, because you're going to be able to go in there and try to recreate your ancestors. You know, eventually, you watch that show Black Mirror, Esau has a way to like redo voices. He can do deep fakes. All right, you can do a deep fake of of a relative that passed away, man. A deep fake of their voice, a deep fake of their face. That's where this whole thing is going. It says, and to the wizards. But when you read down what's going to happen in Egypt in this chapter, Isaiah 19, you see that this place is going to be destroyed, man. When you read down in the 14, it says, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in its vomit. All right. So this is a wicked place, man. And that's why the scriptures say, come out of her, my people. You know, in more ways than one, we need to withdraw from this place, mentally, physically. I'm not saying leave the country. I'm just saying, you know, don't be in places where, you know, where it's a bunch of wickedness going on, man. You don't need to be physically around those people or around those events. And you need to definitely withdraw your mind and your spirit from this place, man. So with that, hopefully y'all brothers were edified. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rahakwadash Wa Abba Babal and Shalom.